Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I think I'm a couple minutes late. Sorry. So sorry. Let me know that you're here, you guys, when you get on, please. I'm still kind of gathering my notes and my thoughts. Good morning, Bobby. Bobby's on. Yay. There we go. We got some numbers gathering. Awesome. Good morning. Bobby, are you at work? You at work this morning? Hi. Yay, I'm home. I'm so glad to be home, you guys. Hi, Tracey. Hello. So I am, good morning, Heather. It says Heather Kim. Is it Heather or Kim? I don't know. Or is it Heather Kim? We were commenting back and forth last night on furniture. I remember, and I was wanting to ask you if it's Heather or Kim. Have I already asked you that? On my way in a minute. Bobby's on her way to work. So, good morning, you guys. My name is Tracey, and I'm with Tracey's Fancy, and we are here today for our Fancy Food Friday that we meet every morning at 9 o'clock to talk about a healthy way of eating and a plant-based diet, and it's very casual. And usually I have notes, and I'm sitting somewhere comfortable in my house, and have a plan, but we talk a lot and we answer questions. So Kim's your hubby. Okay, so it's Heather. I lost, Bobby, you've lost 10 pounds from working? Just from going to work, staying out of the pantry and snacking instead of snacking and painting, right? Is that what it is? Or tell me it's because maybe are you watching this on Fridays and you're paying attention to what you eat too, maybe a little bit? Give us a little credit. Good morning, Trevor. Trevor, my son-in-law. Anyway, so what, I have two things I want to talk about. Well, actually, I have several things that I want to talk about today, but you guys just keep letting me know when you come on and share this in case we have some people that don't know that we're on yet. And I'm just going to start talking to you about my week in Mexico. My son Blake and Elise had their wedding in Cabo San Lucas this past week, and it was my first time to travel. I have been on the autoimmune protocol diet for 61 days, and it was not my first time to travel. I'd done a road trip, but it was my first time to fly on a plane and not have a kitchen and have to do a lot of prep work beforehand. And no more cheese, Bobby. Good girl. Cut out dairy. Just cut out dairy for a while and see what happens. Good morning, Ashley. How are you doing this morning? Beautiful girl. Ashley, I just saw a post that you posted. What were you posting about? Something about diet. Just like day before yesterday or something. I don't remember what it was. Something, I don't remember what it was. Anyway, I was proud of you, whatever it was. It was something, maybe was it about organic or, I don't remember. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know, I have autoimmune hepatitis, which is an autoimmune disease. It's pretty serious. It is affecting, it has greatly affected one of my major organs, which is my liver. And so I started this autoimmune protocol along with modern medicine, pharmaceuticals to combat the damage that's been done. And I am loving this lifestyle. Love cheese that aren't dairy. I'm loving this lifestyle. I feel good. I'm getting lots and lots. You guys, I'm not tooting my horn or bragging, but I just want you guys to know that y'all are good to me. You guys are, but just strangers, complete strangers commenting on like my skin and people that haven't seen me in a while commenting that they are noticing a change in the way I look. And I don't really think it means like weight. I think that they're just noticing that I think it's my skin or my energy or something. I'm not sure, but it's really a life-changing diet. It really, really is. And I'm taking it very seriously. And y'all are cracking me up that y'all are talking about cheese and crackers. y'all just talk on about cheese and crackers, okay? because we're not eating cheese and crackers over here. Anyway, so I take this diet really seriously, and I was not going to break the diet while I was on vacation or at this wedding. And so I was determined, and I did a lot of pre-packing, and it was helpful. But you guys, I know that I sent out, if you got a thing in your messenger, I sent out a thing saying that, you know, I killed it, and just showed the Eva Longoria in the green dress saying, you know, I killed it while I was gone. I did kill it, and then I didn't break. It didn't break me, but good morning, Laura. But it was freaking hard, people. It was so hard. I tried to be so positive while I was there and tell people, oh, and my family was so good to me. They were like, Mom, you know, what can we get you? What can we do? My son was trying to get the bartenders to make me smoothies, and he actually did have him make me one or two, but that was, you know, a lot. It was difficult. People weren't super excited about it. Natasha, thank you, honey. I love your work too. I follow you, and I love your work. Thank you for joining me here. I appreciate it. We're talking food today, Natasha. We talk food on Fridays at 9 o'clock if this is your first time here. So anyway, it was hard. And so what I want to share with you, yes, it was probably, Laura, the first time that it was this difficult, except in the beginning when I first started and I cried in the produce department. That was, you know, that was just me coming to terms with everything. But I have some tips for you guys. So I realize that a lot of you on here are on here because you just want to feel better, and you want to look better, and you want, you know, we want to hang out together, and we want to support each other while we make good choices. But for those of you that are truly on here for the autoimmune protocol diet way of life, and you're on here for medical reasons that you are taking very seriously, and you want to travel, it's possible, but there are definitely some tips that I wish I would have done. So I'm going to share those with you right now. So yeah, Corrine. Oh, Corrine. Good morning, Corrine. Yeah, that's what that was about. So, and Chrissy, hi guys. Okay, so we were at a resort, a very nice resort, the Riu, R-I-U in Cabo, the Riu. Very nice, very accommodating. Lovely, lovely buffet setups, lovely restaurants. However, the food choices for me were limited. There were not a lot of fresh vegetables. They had salad bars, yes. Nothing was organic, of course, which y'all know that I'm going like almost 100% organic as absolutely much as I can. So I kind of had to let that go out the window and just not stress about that. So, you know, that sucked in itself, but I got past that. So, you know, really after like one day I got past it because I was hungry. So there were, you know, salad bar with like spinach, and a few veggies and things like that. But mostly, guys, my option mostly was fruits. There were lots and lots of fruit. So for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, for 5 straight days, I ate, yes, Chrissy, exactly. And that was a problem for me. I ate mostly fruit, which I was thankful for that. And don't get me wrong, I love fruit, you guys. But, you know, fruit does contain sugars, and it's natural sugars, and we need it, and it's good. And I eat a lot of fruit here at home every day. But I combat the sugars with protein at the same time. Like in my smoothies, I put spinach or kale in my smoothies to kind of offset the sugar, or I drink a bone broth at the same time. And I limit them. I'm limited on fruits. My vegetables are completely unlimited, and I eat them all day long. So what happened was there was protein too. There was protein. There was tuna, which I try not to eat a lot of tuna, but there was chicken, but everything had, all of the proteins had like sauces on them and seasonings on them and peppers, and I'm not supposed to have peppers, and I don't season my stuff, so except with like lemon. So really I just ended up having to eat the chicken that had seasoning on it and try to just cut it off, and that was okay. The problem was I started feeling the crashes I was having crashes from the sugars. Heather, I can't do nuts yet. I'm still in the elimination phase of the autoimmune protocol. There's an elimination phase that you can do for like 30 days to up to a year, depending on where you are in your disease process. And my disease process is pretty extreme with my liver, so I'm trying to stay in the elimination phase, which is very restrictive, for at least 90 days. And I said 60 to 90 days. Today I'm day 61, so I'm trying to. I'm going to go longer than that. I'm going to do 90 days for sure. So I can't do nuts, but I had to do nuts, guys, on the very last day, and I'll tell you about that in a second. So we're getting there. So I started having these like sugar crashes. So I was like just scrounging for protein, and there were no carrots at all. I mean, if I could just like have a carrot, crunch on a carrot or something, and the salad bar wasn't there all the time. So I started getting like shaky. I felt very hyperglycemic, and I know, Steph, I'm almost there. Natasha. Oh, you are so, you know what, Natasha, sorry guys, this is a painting thing. Natasha, I do remember back, we talked back and forth a long time ago, and I do remember that, and I think that's why I originally am following you, but yes, let's stay connected, and I'm so glad you're here. And private message me too, okay? Yes, so I was trembly, I got moody. So in addition to that, I think I reached like my dexamethasone or my steroid. You know, I'm on high levels of steroids. They kind of peaked out on me on this trip also. So, man, there were some days I just had to go to my room and be by myself because I was, there was a lot to, I don't know, there was a lot to deal with. But anyway, I don't want to sound like that it was all my focus, because obviously we were there with a lot of family, and we were having a wonderful time, and it was beautiful, and I posted a lot of photos, and it was a great time, and the wedding was beautiful, and it meant so much to my son and my daughter-in-law to have everyone there. And you know, I just tried to not be focused on food, but my Lord, you guys, I was so flippin' focused on food. Let's be honest. By day 5 on the way home, I asked Matt, my poor husband and 11-year-old, I was like, I'm going to let you guys know that I need to be in a bubble. I need to be in a bubble. And instead, for 14 hours of travel today, I'm going to be in an airport, and I'm going to be on a plane, and I'm starving, and I cannot get home to my kitchen and my food fast enough. And I'm going to warn you guys, y'all just need to not talk to me today. So for like 14 hours, you guys, I wanted to put on a hoodie and just be like, woo, in my bubble. It was rough. So these are my tips, okay? So that this doesn't happen to you. It's possible to do this. You know what I needed? All I needed. Well, I needed vegetables, but all I needed was my Ninja. I just needed my Ninja. I needed my Bullet, my Ninja, my Vitamix, my blender. I didn't pack it. I didn't pack it. Y'all know I did all that prep. I bought a big canister of bone broth and took with me a bone broth powder. I brought a canister of green powder, like organic green powder that you put in your smoothies. That actually would have done it for me. It's got all the phytonutrients in it from, I bought that. I bought it on Amazon. I took it with me. I didn't have anything to mix it in. I could have just mixed it in water. It didn't taste good. But if I'd have had my Bullet, which would, I mean, come on, how big is a Ninja Bullet? Like what is that? Like that big? I could have just rolled it up in a towel, put it in my suitcase, and Donna's talking about turning into an exorcist on steroids. I got to read that later, but yeah. Woo. I needed my Bullet. My Bullet would have allowed me to make smoothies in my room as many times a day as I wanted. I could have made, 5 smoothies a day and had the salad bar. I could have used my bone broth powder in it. I could have, with my fruits, I could have used my green powder in it. I took coconut milk that you buy on the shelf that doesn't have to be refrigerated in cartons. I took 2 large cartons of coconut milk. I had that, which is what we took down to the bartender, but they didn't want to do it for me. And I knew they weren't going to put my bone broth or my green powder in their blenders. I knew that they weren't going to do that. So I should have taken my bullet. So I am telling you guys, if you travel and you want to stay clean while you're traveling, take your blender. Take whatever type of small blender that you can take. So why didn't y'all tell me? I'm gonna blame y'all. Why didn't y'all tell me? Yes, would have changed, really would have changed the whole experience. So, someone's been making juices every day, and how do you keep your veggies fresh? Remind me, I will go back to that. So yes, Heather, I'll be a pro next time. So that's the main thing. If you're gonna travel on an airplane, y'all know I took it on my road trip. I took my juicer on my road trip. I'm not talking a road trip. I'm talking flying in a plane. Flying in a plane, and you're gonna go somewhere that doesn't have a kitchen, which we didn't have a kitchen, and you're gonna go somewhere where you are limited on your food. Take your blender. The next thing is rent a place with a kitchen, okay? We didn't really have that option because we were all staying at this one all-inclusive resort. Obviously, the all-inclusive resort's not gonna have a kitchen. They did have a fridge, no microwaves, nothing else. So if you are flying somewhere and you're serious about this, I highly recommend you rent a place with a kitchen. I could have gone to a store. If I'd had a kitchen, I would have gone to a store for sure. I would have found a way to a store, and but I didn't have a kitchen. So that's that. The other issue was that there are zero options for autoimmune protocol snacks in airports. So we had about a 10 to 11 day travel there. Our day there. On the way back was long. It was 14 hours. I did pack, I grabbed, you have to go, we were in Mexico, so we had to go through customs. So I wasn't sure what I was going to be able to get through with my carry-on for airports or not. But I had no issues. I stole some fruit from the resort before we left. I took a couple of apples and a couple of bananas. But again, I was so maxed out on fruit already. I was so sugared up and amped up and steroided up. I didn't even want to eat any more fruit. I was craving vegetables and just plain protein. And I didn't have it. I had date balls and bananas and apples. And then only thing I did find in the airport were these Bear. I don't know if you guys have seen these. They're called Bear. They have coconut chips, but the coconut chips have cane sugar on them, so I don't eat them. These are called Bear. They're apple cinnamon crisp, and the only ingredients on the back, I know they're backwards, it just says apples and cinnamon. That's the only ingredients on these. So I ate, they're fruit too, and they have sugars in them, but I was starving, you guys, in the airport. So I did eventually, after about, oh my gosh, I don't know, it was that evening, I think it had been like 10 hours. I did find a Caesar salad that the dressing hadn't been put on, and I just ate the lettuce out of it. Corinne's on. Hi, Corinne. I'm talking about my struggles for a 14-hour travel day on day 5 of having not much of my food and having way too much sugars from way too much fruit and trying to find snacks in the airport. So do y'all sense my stress while I'm talking about it? Like, I'm not smiling right now. So anyway, I just ate that yucky chicken that was in that Caesar salad. So I did that. Then I got on the airplane and I just caved, you guys. I caved. They had raw almond, a little tiny packet of raw almonds. And I was like, I'm literally going to punch this guy sitting next to me. I'm going to just punch him if I don't eat those almonds. I got to save the guy. So I was like, Lord, I have not entered one thing into my diet that is not on the re-entry. I haven't done a re-entry of foods, but I just ate those almonds. I think there were maybe like 10 almonds or 12 almonds in that package, and I ate them, and y'all know what? I survived. I didn't have any issues. I don't think nuts are going to be an issue for me. When I do a re-entry, I'm going to enter nuts first because it's the thing, nuts and seeds, I miss the most. But I ate the almonds. I'm not entering nuts, but I'm going to continue on. And Corinne, it was rough. It was really rough. It was rough. So anyway, so take your bullet, rent a place with a kitchen, and make sure that you pack something for airports because airports do not cater to people who do not eat processed foods and who need, raw vegetables and are already maxed out on fruits. So I would carry on like fresh fruits, dried fruit, coconut flakes, date balls, olives. Olives would have been great. I would have loved to have had some olives, because you do start to, when you're having sugar crashes like that, you start to have cravings. And I've gone, how many days, guys? I'm 61 days into this diet. I have had 0 cravings, and I'm on high doses of steroids. If you're on steroids, you crave. That's what people say. They warned me, you're going to have all these cravings. I haven't. This diet's kept me so fulfilled. My cells are so fulfilled and happy that I haven't had cravings. But all that sugar from all of the fruit that I'd eaten, I was having crashes and I was having cravings. Olives would have definitely helped. Oh, I did eat a lot of avocados, you guys. Thank you, Lord, for the avocados. I ate a lot of avocados. They wouldn't give me the avocados. They would not bring me a whole avocado. They just wouldn't do it. They just wanted me to eat the guac, which it did taste just like mashed guac with no tomatoes, onions, or anything in it. So I had a lot of just guac. But anyway, on the plane, take olives, take carrots, you guys. If you're flying on a plane, take some carrots. It's crunch. It's a vegetable. They're very fulfilling and satisfying when you're craving. That crunch is really, really good for you. It's good for your brain. It's good for your digestion. It's good to produce enzymes. So take carrots. And then I really wish I would have had some organic, like grass-fed turkey jerky or something like that. And I hadn't packed any of that. So those are my tips to you. I am going to have Emily, my VA, add to the website at traceysfancy.com. There is a Fancy Food Friday section on my website. If you will go there, I've listed everything that we cover. Every single video that we do on Fridays is on there. I'm going to put a travel tip section on there, and I will put these on there for you guys. So I hope that that's helpful for you. And then in your suitcase, not on your carry-ons, but in your suitcase, if you're going to be traveling somewhere, I also recommend that you take a bone broth powder and some sort of green vegetable nutrient powder also, so that you can blend those up in your smoothies that you're going to pack. Okay, so that's that. Let's see. Posting on sugar, blah, blah, blah. I think that's it. That's all I want to talk about my travel, y'all. And thank you so much for all of your wonderful comments while I was gone on the photos that we shared. I know that my kids really appreciated that too. It's such a special time for them, so that meant a lot to me. So let's get back to basics, you guys. I want to talk to you real quick about your morning juice, okay? I still am getting lots of messages every day from people that are just getting started. I had lots of people talking to me about it at Cabo over this past week that are wanting to get started. I have some people starting juicing just this week. And I want to know how you guys are doing. Has it been difficult for you to make your juices batch ahead of time for a couple of days? Are you making it fresh every morning? Is it hard to do it every single day? I want to hear that from you guys. Are you sharing with people at work? This is what I want to kind of get you amped about your juice in the morning. I looked up some facts, and these are some things that I want to share with you. First of all, some of you aren't juicing yet because you don't have a juicer. It might not be in your budget. Maybe you're not sold on the idea yet. If you aren't juicing in the morning with a juicer, like I demonstrated a week and a half ago, Heather, I have my juicer machine. The one that I'm recommending is on my website. If you go there on my website, it will link you to Amazon. I also have an Amazon shop, but traceysfancy.com. Go to my website, go to Fancy Food Friday, and everything is listed there for you, okay? I do want to tell you that there is an option for a green smoothie. We talked about the difference between every morning but having trouble keeping Oh, Linda, yes. How do you keep your veggies fresh? So I buy my veggies on Sunday, and they pretty much will last me all week by doing this. I keep them in the BPA-free plastic containers. Just make sure that you keep them sealed tight in a container. And all I do is I put a paper towel in them. I put a paper towel in the bottom, like my kale. It's in a big bucket. I put a paper towel in the bottom. I put my washed kale dried. Make sure it's dried really, really well, not wet. put washed kale in there, and then I put another paper towel about halfway through, and then another pile of kale, and then another paper towel on top. So about every 2 or 3 days, I just pull those paper towels out because they're damp. They're absorbing the moisture from the kale or cilantro or parsley, whatever it is that I store for the whole week. I pull those out and put a new paper towel in. That will keep your kale and your kale starts to stink if it stays damp inside there. So that's my tip. I didn't get that anywhere. It just works for me, Linda. So anyone that's asking about that, that's how you can do that. Okay. Good morning, Sherry. Sherry went with us to the wedding. Sherry's my lifelong best friend since we were 2 and we're 52. So we have been friends for 50 years, and she was at the wedding all week with me. So anyway, those of you who aren't juicing and you want to use your blender, or you want to use the Ninja Bullet, and you want to just start with smoothies, not juice, you can do that. These are what you need to do to tweak the smoothie, the juice recipe. Take the lemon rind off your lemon. In the juice, we use the lemon rind. So if you want to do a smoothie, just take the lemon rind off the lemon and just put your lemon, the meat of your lemon in there. Also, you can add a kiwi if you want to add a kiwi to your smoothie, and you can add 2 cups of coconut water. If you add coconut water to it, that can be you'll get more nutrients from that, and you can blend that up. So you would still use the Granny Smith apple, the cilantro, the parsley, the cucumber, the kale, the recipes on my website, traceysfancy.com. But add 2 cups of coconut water, take the peel off of your lemon, and add a kiwi. So if you do that, you still will be getting way more nutrients than if you're just skipping the juicing completely. So I wanted to wash everything, tea towel in the bottom of the drawer. Yes, I do that too, Stephanie. I put the paper towels in the bottom of my drawer too. So yeah, wash it and dry, and I don't know, just cleaning them, just taking them out of the container, taking the wet paper towels out of the container and putting fresh ones, it works really well. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about is whether you're doing green smoothie or your juice. I want to talk to you about each component that is that we are putting in our body every single morning, okay? Granny Smith apple. Let's start with the Granny Smith apple. Every single one of us are starting with 1 whole Granny Smith apple in our juice or our smoothie every morning. A Granny Smith apple, you guys, has more phytonutrients than any other apple offered, okay? A lot of the apples, first of all, an apple is the most nutrient dense fruit that there is. It wins the award for it's the most well-rounded thing that we can eat. With spinach right behind it. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But as far as phytonutrients, which is what we're after first thing in the morning on an empty stomach in our juice, the Granny Smith apple offers that. So that's why we want to use a Granny Smith apple. Those 50% of those phytonutrients is on the skin of that apple. That's why we leave the skin on the apple. However, 90% of the pesticides are also on the skin of that apple. So make sure you buy organic, guys. And if you don't buy organic, you need to wash really, really well. Honestly, if you're not buying organic, you need to take the skin off of your cucumber and your apple. But that's where the phytonutrients are. Half of them are on the skin. So if you are only going to buy organic, 1 thing I would buy organic, or 2 things I would buy organic cucumber and organic Granny Smith apples, so that when you make your juice in the morning, you are getting every bit of those dense nutrients. That's the whole reason we're doing this, right? Right. So I have replaced kale with cucumber also. Yes, Barb, I know you can't do the kale. And yeah, the cucumber's in it already. So maybe just add a little more of that cucumber and make sure that I'm sure, Barb, that you're doing the organic too. So, and I actually read something about what is it? What do they call it? The goitrotrons or whatever. I actually have read a lot of articles in the last 2 days on that. Now we can talk about that later. I think there's a lot of controversy about that. Anyway, okay, so that's the Granny Smith apple thing. That was my tip there. Let's move on to the kale that's in your smoothie. In your juice. Kale has high levels of omega-3 fatty acid and vitamin A. And did you know that kale has more calcium in it than milk per serving? So for those of you that are saying that, we need milk in our diet, we don't. We do not need dairy in our diet, you guys. Kale That serving of kale has more calcium in it and vitamin A and omega-3 fatty acids than milk does. So that's our kale. I thought that was a very interesting tip on kale. Parsley has twice as much iron as spinach. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Spinach is known for iron, right? You know, the whole Popeye thing and the iron, but parsley has twice as much iron as spinach. So we're getting all of this. We're getting every bit of this every single morning, y'all. That just makes me so happy. And parsley, the vitamin K in parsley is off the scales. And what does vitamin K do? It strengthens your bones and limits neuronal damage to the brain, which neuronal damage is damage to the neurons, which is things like Alzheimer's and MS. So anyone that is has like a family history of Alzheimer's or any type of what's the word? Oh my gosh, this is the steroids talking when I start going, blah, blah. What am I trying to say? Any type of degenerative brain disease that runs in your family. Man, if you could get them on juicing every day, why not? Why not take that magic juice pill every morning just to try to fight, you know? Yes, and it is a natural diuretic. Exactly, it is. Okay, so that's parsley. So let's talk about cilantro, which is so much like parsley. I mean, they're both high in, all of these are antioxidants, every single one of them. Cilantro is a vitamin A powerhouse. It promotes healthy skin and new cell growth. So new cell growth all over your body, but especially your skin. It's also high in vitamin K, folate, iron, and vitamin C. But the main thing I want to say is it's for healthy skin. Cilantro is really, really good for that. Cucumber guards against neuron damage also. And it also cools inflammation. You know the saying, cool as a cucumber? Who was talking about circulation? Elaine, which one for circulation? There was one that was really big on circulation. Oh, is it cilantro? I think it might be cilantro. Cucumber, they say cool as a cucumber. Not only is it cool, like we use it, you know, from the fridge, we use it on eye masks, we use it, things like that. It really is cool all the way to the inside of the cells. It cools down inflammation. So, I thought that was really interesting. And this is something, this may be TMI, but it's also a natural breath freshener, cucumber is. And can I tell you guys something? I don't have morning breath anymore. It's so crazy. I don't have morning breath. Now, if Matt were sitting next to me, I think he might agree. I mean, I don't even have bad breath anymore. I was a gum freak. Like, I was always worried about my breath. Also because I did like no carbs forever, and I always felt like I was in like a state of ketosis and I had this like weird smell going on. Is that TMI? But now with this AIP autoimmune protocol diet, not only my breath doesn't stink, and I don't have morning breath. It's the weirdest thing. Like, sometimes in the morning I get on about my day and I'm about an hour in and I'm like, oh, I forgot to brush my teeth. It's the weirdest thing. Like, how can I be 52 and I've got out of the habit of wanting to brush my teeth as soon as I wake up? Because I would always wake up and be like, what is on my tongue? It's crazy. So, you know, all of this is helping that, but I guess cucumber is part of it. And I think the cilantro and the parsley do that too. So, thank you, Steph, for sharing that recipe. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have talked about everything that's in our juice so far: Granny Smith apple, kale, parsley, cucumber, cilantro. Let's move on to spinach. We think we know spinach, right? Well, spinach is good for your skin, eyesight. It regulates your blood pressure. It helps make your muscles stronger. It has major neurological benefits. Oh, here we go. So, Elaine, spinach increases blood flow to the brain. It increases circulation of blood flow to the brain. It causes heightened cognition and concentration. Okay, my steroids cause fogginess and trouble with concentration. But one day when I get that dose all the way down, or maybe they get to go completely away because I'm going to go 100% into remission, right? I'm going to continue and I'm going to feel that heightened concentration. No good looking, I don't know what y'all are talking about Spanish in our HEB right now. Stephanie, you are cracking me up. Oh, I think you might have meant to say spinach, not no good looking Spanish, right? So yeah, spinach also prevents cataracts, atherosclerosis, heart attacks, anti-ulcer, anti-cancer, list goes on and on. But I really, really liked the increased circulation to the brain. So I'm trying, Heather. I'm trying to be full of information. All right, last ingredient in our juice is celery. And I saved it for last because I want to talk to you guys about celery. I grew up, my mother loved celery. We ate a lot of celery. She liked it for the water content. She liked it for the crunch. I had no idea that celery had so many benefits until now. So I'm going to tell you, we are going to talk about one single celery stalk. I put 2 stalks every morning in my juice. But one simple stalk of celery, you guys. Let me tell you about it. Got to get my notes. One simple stalk of celery reduces inflammation for you for that day. Okay? One stalk. It calms you down. Did you know that? It has magnesium in it that soothes the nervous system. And it's recommended to eat a single stalk of celery before you go to bed at night. It just chills you out. It has natural magnesium in it that will calm you down. So let's put celery in our juice in the morning, and then let's all go to bed with a stalk of celery at night. How does that sound? Just grab a stalk of celery and eat it on the way to your bed. And let's see how that feels. I'm going to start that. I really am. I'm not kidding. It also regulates your body's alkaline balance. So I would say my body alkaline balance is pretty regulated, and I'm hoping that you guys are feeling the same. But for those of you who have an over-acidic diet or are still eating processed foods or are putting things in your body still that you shouldn't be, if you could just start with a celery in the morning and a green juice and a celery before you go to bed, I think that you might reap some benefits from that. Also, it aids in digestion because it has high water content and insoluble fiber. We're talking about 1 stalk of celery still, guys. It cares for your eyes because it has high levels of vitamin A. It reduces your cholesterol. 4 stalks of celery per day can reduce your bad cholesterol by 7%. That blew my mind. It blew my mind. 4 stalks of celery a day can bring your bad cholesterol down by 7%. By the way, my cholesterol, when I started this diet 61 days ago, I need to print out my numbers. I don't remember what they were, but it was crazy not good. Not good at all. It's completely normal. It's perfect. No medicine for my cholesterol. None at all. No medicine. My bad cholesterol is in the normal range. It's perfect. All my levels are perfect from 61 days of the autoimmune protocol diet. And I truly believe that the juice is the daily morning juice is a huge part of that. So it also decreases blood pressure. 1 stalk of celery a day okay, this is another TMI. You ready for this one? It says that it can amp up your sex life. Maybe you don't care about that, but I do. 1 stalk of celery a day can amp up your sex life. Why? Because, thank you, Chrissy. I'm assuming you're talking about my cholesterol and not the TMI that I just gave you. Although you're probably happy for me about that too, right? Celery has 2 pheromones that are released from the celery when you're chewing it. So that there are 2 different pheromones inside celery that when you chew, those pheromones are released and they can cause you to possibly become aroused. I'm going to be honest. I haven't noticed that. And Matt probably hasn't noticed that, but I'm going to think about it next time I'm chewing on that celery on my way to bed, because it's going to calm me down, that it's also going to do that. We'll see. Good morning, Nicole. We are talking about celery stalks, 1 celery stalk a day right now. So, and good morning, Mary. Good morning. Mary, what were we talking about? Oh, Mary's waiting on another video. She's waiting on a painting video. The other thing is that it can combat cancer. It's got a powerful flavonoid that inhibits the growth of cancer cells, especially pancreatic cancer. And it's been proven that regular intake of celery is shown to significantly delay the formation of breast cancer, which is really important to me. I lost my mom and my adoptive mom to breast cancer, and I also lost my precious cousin Melinda, who passed away last year, and she is my exact age, and she is my biological cousin. And you know, celery may not have made a difference, but anyway, I'm just going to take it all in, you guys. I'm going to take in absolutely everything I can. So that's that. That was my celery talk, which got a little deep. What do you think? So anyway, like I said, an apple is the most healthy of all. It gets the most health accolades. An apple is the most well-rounded food. Spinach is right behind it as the most healthy vegetable. But celery, I had no idea was that beneficial for 1 stalk of celery a day. And if you really want to, if you've got high cholesterol, you guys, try taking 4 stalks of celery a day. Just stick them in your juice. Put those 4 stalks in your juice every morning. Wow, our numbers jumped up a little bit when maybe we need to talk about, you know, benefits of, maybe we need to have like super private girl talk. So anyway, that's it, you guys. That's all that I have to talk about with you guys. I'm not sure, like I said, I never have a timer with me. I never know how long we've been on here, but I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you guys being here. I didn't drink my coffee this morning. I had a girlfriend make fun of me. She mimicked me. We met for dinner. Remember when I went out to dinner like 2 weeks ago, and she was like, oh, wait, good morning. I'm Tracey from Tracey's Fancy. And then she's like, oh, wait, I got to do this. Good morning. I'm like, you know, what do I think I am? Jay Leno or who always had coffee on their desk? David Letterman. David Letterman always had coffee on his desk. That's all I know. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope that you got, real quick. Big win for me right now. Big win. I want to talk about it real quick. I say it's a big win for me. It's a win for my heart, not a win for me. It's a win for my heart. It's a God win. A lot of you that are on here, like I said, are not on here because of the autoimmune. You're on here because you want to feel better, and I'm all about that, and I want to share whatever I can with you. But there are a lot of people that are suffering with chronic disease. There are a lot of people that are suffering from autoimmune illnesses, and there are many. And there are a lot of people that are really, really scared and feeling very, very alone. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I was, afflicted by this disease process. And I was terrified in the beginning. As you all know, you saw me weeping and crying, and I was scared. And I had so many people reach out to me that were suffering from something similar, and I cannot thank them enough. I was contacted by a woman who is not on here today. I've not seen her, but we've already communicated this morning. We communicated late last night. We private message each other, and she is one of maybe 3 people that I've met came in contact with that actually have autoimmune hepatitis. I just don't meet people. If you know people that have been affected by autoimmune hepatitis, would you please private message me, hook us up, tag them in the video. I want to connect with them. Okay. There's not very many of us, out there. This woman is probably about, a few weeks behind me in the process. She's, I think she's about 10 years older than me. I think she's 60. She has a wonderful attitude. She just got the actual official biopsy diagnosis. She just started her steroids. I think she's a week into her steroids. She starts the anti-rejection medication in maybe 3 more days. She's terrified of that. She's had panic attacks at night. The steroids are she's already feeling them. So the win for my heart and the God win is that he put us together. And it's because of Facebook, and it's because of these live videos. And she's watched every single one of them. She's already on the diet. She's already given the doctor her diet. He's already approved it. He said that he's very happy that she's doing it. It can't hurt. And we're buddies. We're going to be buddies. And I want more people to join that group with us. So if you know of anyone, or if you've heard of anyone that has autoimmune hepatitis that we could help out along the way, or that they're further along in the process and they could help us, I would love it if you guys would share that information. Just like those people that came to me before me, I can be that help and that place of comfort for her. And she's very spiritual and she's got God on her side, which I do too, but there's just something about that human contact right here on earth that we need to hear it from someone else. And she was able to ask me, what am I going to feel from these meds? And she had all these questions, and I'm just a couple weeks ahead of her. And it's just so, it makes me just burst with, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be there for her. And just to offer her just a little bit of comfort. And so anyway, I want you guys to know how much I appreciate that y'all are here every week. And because if it weren't for Facebook, and if it weren't for the opportunity to have these live videos, I would have never connected with this woman in another state. There's no way. There's no way. So that means so much. So win, yay. I know, Nicole, it means so much. So, and Corrine, I've enjoyed you so much too. We've had a lot to do with each other through this process too. So, and Elaine, you've been so helpful. Guys, I just love this. I love going back and reading. So anyway, does anyone have any questions? Pam, it's good to see you. Good to see you, Mary. Stephanie, I'm home. Stephanie, did you make your kombucha? Did you make it? Did you make your mushroom? Nancy, I love having you here every week. You know who I missed this week? I missed Michelle. Miss Michelle, who's always so full of information. She was not on here. Maybe she'll watch it later. She's always got great information. You made it? Stephanie made her kombucha. How did it turn out? Do we need to come do it together? Do I need to come buy a little piece of your mushroom and make my own? Michelle, there you are. I've missed you. I was talking too much. Michelle, have you been commenting and sharing your wealth of information this morning? I'm so glad you're here. I look forward to seeing you guys. 2 more weeks. It takes 2 weeks. Linda, I love having Linda here. Yes, Michelle, Stephanie made kombucha, and I guess it takes a couple weeks. I just don't get it, you guys. I'm gonna have to be hands-on to get it. I haven't tasted it, haven't made it, but Stephanie is my little local wealth of information, so she's got it all prepped and ready for me. Anyway, shoot me some ideas what we can do, guys, this next week. I'm just so glad to be home and back in my routine. And I didn't tell y'all. We got home at midnight. I was at the HEB at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm not kidding. It had been a 14-hour travel day. I'm like, see ya. I had no fresh food here. I'd eaten it all. I went straight to the grocery store and shopped and came home and ate. I was like, there is no way I am sleeping. I am dying on the inside. I need my juice. I need my sweet potatoes. There were no sweet potatoes. It was, I couldn't get through HEB fast enough. I was like eating things from the aisle. Is it full of sugar? Someone's asking about full of sugar. Yay, that's me. 5. Yeah, I couldn't get there fast enough. So anyway, I'm just glad to be home. Oh my gosh! How did I not tell y'all this? Okay, so I got a call. While I was on vacation. I'm weaning my steroids. Yes, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. My steroids, I have to go down by 5 only, so I'm on 40 of the dexamethasone. I'm going down to 35 I've already started 35. I'm on day 3. And then in a week, I go down to 30. And then in a week, I go down to 25. And then in a week, I go down to 20. So over the next month, I'm going to wean down to 20. I will have labs redrawn at that point. I don't have to go weekly for labs. No more bruises all in my arms weekly. I will have labs drawn once I hit 20 in 4 weeks, and then we will meet with my doctor and see if I've rebounded any, see if I've maintained, and if so, if I've maintained, we will discuss what we're going to do from there. My goal, of course, is to get down to like 10 to 5 milligrams of the dexamethasone, and then increase on the Imuron. I'm on 75 milligrams of Imuron right now. So yay, show me some hearts. I'm on my way down, and hopefully my body will handle that. And hopefully this diet will help support that and feed it. And I've given it 60 days of rest. And so my goal over the next month is to kind of be a little more, thank you for the hearts, you guys. My goal this month is to be a little bit more low key, not stress myself out. We've got the wedding and the travel behind me. I've read that it's very, very important to get really good rest and to have low stress and be supportive of my adrenal glands while I start the weaning process. When you've been on high doses for a while, you can have some withdrawals, which you definitely do. As soon as I hit a 24-hour window of my next dose being due every single day, I feel withdrawals. My tongue starts to go numb. My cheeks go a little bit numb. My heart races a little bit. I tremble with just in 24 hours. So, is it today for that new video tutorial? No, Heather, that video tutorial is going to take a couple weeks. That as far as the pink chest of drawers, the video tutorial for the drop cloth, the painter's drop cloth that I painted, that may go out today. I'm not sure on that. Do I have a preference on the variety of kale? I just buy what I find available. I buy it chopped up already in a bag, organic. A huge bag of it, either at Costco or H-E-B. So anyway, back to my steroids. Yeah, there are some withdrawals. So I don't want to stress my body out any more than normal. So anyway, I wanted to share that with y'all. I'm super excited about that. I don't know all the keto ins and outs. I'd wait on the kombucha. Michelle, I'm not sure what Marlene asked about the kombucha. So I will, if you'll look at that, Michelle, and then I'll look at it. Thank you, Michelle, for researching for me on my lives. I just love having you here. So, no worry, Marlene, not at all. I love questions. Y'all ask all the questions you want. I learn. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know that me committing to do this live every Friday, it is just as much for myself, you guys, because it holds me accountable. It forces me to research. It forces me to have good content. It forces me to share, which forces me to grow. And then it's a win-win. I give to you guys and I get back. So there's a reason. There's a reason I did it. I mean, I think I would have been dedicated for myself and my family anyway, but this is on a whole nother level. So anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. It is so beautiful outside. Can I turn my camera around? Let me turn my camera around. I'm in front of a window here. Can y'all see out my window? Look how gorgeous it is. I mean, the grass out there looks neon green, doesn't it? Marlene, I'm glad you're here for the first time. And Karen, I'm glad you're here too. That is so wonderful. Look how gorgeous it is out my window. I'm sitting right in this window. Boop, right in front of the window. So anyway, y'all have a wonderful weekend. I love you guys. Send questions through the week, send me messages, whatever. Feed me. Let me know what you want. And I will see you guys. Laura is saying it's going to snow. Yeah, I think there's a cold snap coming through. Laura's my sister, and she lives in Baltimore, and she's always buried in snow. My stepdad's in Michigan, and he's always snow blowing. You know, he's 80 years old, and he's out there snow blowing all the time. Anyway, Laura is sending me some more lotion, and I can't wait to tell y'all more about that. I've been using it now for 2 weeks, and I wanted to give it a really good long try before I started promoting it. And I'm telling you, it's homemade, all organic, all natural, and it rocks. And I'm using it. It's on my skin. It's on my chest. It's on my arms. I'm scrubbing with it. It's amazing. And I'll be sharing that with you guys too. And my little night oil that I'm rubbing on my wrist and my soles of my feet, which is amazing. And I signed up with doTERRA, so I'm going to be talking to y'all about that too. So anyway, yay. So good to have you guys here. I really am leaving this time. Love y'all. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.